Well, here we are again. It has been a long time since you guys have seen me. And I'm in my office right now, working on the next interview that you guys will see drop here in no more than a couple weeks. I'm almost done now. But a lot's gone on, so you guys haven't seen me as much. And if you don't already know, if you're not familiar with a lot of club stuff and you like watching the interviews because you want to learn about it, for those of you who are already in the club scene, already know this stuff, you already know, but I can't push out a whole lot of articles because, one, this isn't my full-time job, and two, I've asked a lot of people, and I would have more content, but a lot of the big clubs at first, right now, this is a pretty small ordeal. I'm getting some no's for either reasons about what they think about me, which was just because they don't know who I am, or whether that's personal, how they operate with media, which I'm not really media. I got a camera. That's about it. So that is what it is. But I'm doing my best now. If you guys get the Live Forever, Die Whenever mags, you'll still see my articles in there. I try to make sure I got one for every issue. Anything bike related. I mean, obviously it's Two Wheel Legends, so we try to make sure we stay with club stuff. But I mean, if every issue was me interviewing a different club, within a couple years I'd probably run out. So this is probably a good thing. But maybe it'll get squared away sooner than later, and I would have more of a steady flow. But got some leads right now, working on those, wrapping up my West Coast trip story, which is kind of a three-piece ordeal. No pun intended there. So the first half of my trip that I did, the interview with the Deathtraps, which was kind of my halfway point, and then the second half of the trip, which I haven't wrote yet. So I already recorded this once, but I fucked up and was talking about the second half of the trip. And that hasn't come out in an article yet, so I don't want to kind of spoil it for everybody, because I like giving the magazine the first bit, because anybody that's, loyal and goes and gets that from Sam is essentially being loyal to me, and I'm trying to make everything kosher. That's kind of the whole point of this page, is to not go out there and be like, oh, exactly. I've talked about it before. I want to be the opposite of gangland, and whatever your opinion is. I mean, Nat Geo still did a lot of bad stuff. If you go back and watch my interview with Spike, they did a better job of providing the facts, but that is what it is. That was over a decade ago, almost two. So, but we're working, it's kind of also hard to get a lot of stuff pushed out when I moved damn near coast to coast. So I'm over on the East Coast now, kind of closer to where I'm originally from, which is tight. But this winter shit is just not it. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. There's like a couple inches of snow outside right now. The bikes haven't been out in a while, and that's a bummer. But I actually have time to wrench. Well, I should have time to wrench, but right now I've been getting our new house settled in and doing what I can. So I gotta quit saying so. Working in the office, getting this stuff done, and trying to think about what the future of Two Wheel Legends looks like. And originally I gave it that name because I want to interview Two Wheel Legends, guys who are legends in the two-wheel world, whether that's mainly clubs, but it can be racing, guys that make parts. Like just the other day, I went and checked in with Zippers, because I live kind of close to them now, Zippers Performance Products. And they've been around since, I think 81 is technically when they became a business. And they are rad. They make a lot of cool horsepower shit. They've made a lot of horsepower stuff for all those years. They make their own cams. And I had to go check it out. So come to find out that they sponsor, or I don't know if you'd consider they sponsor or he works for them or whatever, but I'm going to mess up his name here. Travelin' Tall. Nope, I'm not going to mess it up. Travelin' Tall YouTube. I walked in, I told them, hey, I do stuff for a magazine, whatever, which that's not how I introduce myself, but it come up, and they're like, oh, well, hey, you should check out Travelin' Tall. He does some stuff for us. And I was like, oh, that's sick. So, you know, maybe catching up with some guys like that, really talking to maybe the owners of businesses like that. We'll get there. But I just know that some of the comments on some of the other interviews are like, hey, you know, where'd this guy go? What's the deal? And when you work a full-time job, it's kind of hard to be on the road all the time, like bugging people like, hey, let me come talk to you for a couple hours. Look at any of your favorite podcasts, you know, Fast Life Garage. If I had to guess, not totally sure, but I mean, Jace worked for himself. But if I had to go back and look, I'd say he probably didn't do those as frequently as he does now. Same thing for even other podcasts or whatever. I could go down the list. There's a million of them now. But we're working. If you guys have any suggestions on clubs, or if you're in a club and you want to get involved, I'm going to start putting an email in the descriptions. I don't know if I'm going to do any kind of social media pages. You guys can find me on Instagram, Bagger Daddy Dante. I don't know if Two Wheel Legends really I don't want to say deserves, but I don't know if it needs an Instagram yet. It probably does. I probably should just make one, even if it's small. But, so yeah, when this comes out, maybe look up Two Wheel Legends on Instagram or Facebook. Maybe there'll be something on there, maybe not. But yeah, I'm just still kind of figuring all this stuff out. So if you guys got suggestions, I love getting any kind of feedback, whether it's positive or negative. If I think you're wrong about the negative, I might tell you to go pound sand, but I'm still open to it. So let me know what you guys think. Stick around. Got a new interview dropping soon, and hopefully getting some more coming. So thanks, guys.